Hey everyone, has AI been on your mind lately? Artificial intelligence for everyone else? Well, it has been on everybody's mind because not only is it now on the internet everywhere, probably showing up as ads, probably showing up as, potential things on the TV as well. I've seen some ads about that on TV. Hello, Super Bowl. There was lots of ads about all of this stuff as well. AI is the hottest thing. And of course, there's a thing out there that says that if you're not a part of it, you're behind already. Well, yes and no, but let's really talk about the legal stuff about AI because come on, at the end of the day, legal is important and legal is a part of everything we do. And we truly need to understand what are the potential legal consequences, whether it's good or bad. And honestly, let me be very frank with you up front that right now, law hasn't caught up with artificial intelligence yet. It is growing. I mean, the legal world is buzzing. We have tons of conferences that are coming up just about AI, whether it's in intellectual property, whether it is in contracting, whether it is in trial prep stuff, all of this stuff. AI is very helpful, but at the same time, there's some consequences that we as creators have to be aware of. So today's episode is truly just a very high level conversation about artificial intelligence and, some of the legal consequences that we need to be thoughtful about and where also the law is growing and we're still all eagerly waiting to find out what happens in the courts or, whether it's at the US Copyright Office or the USPTO. There's a lot of stuff that's happening and we don't know anything yet because we're all, surmising or we're using our experience or we're, reading up on it and reading up on the law again because, gosh, this is a really uncharted territory. So with that being said, let's get started and let's dig into some AI and I'm here for you with that. I'm going to use an example, and this is a really true real life example. There's a graphic novelist out there. Her name is Christina Kashtanova. She wrote a graphic novel, which is called Zarya the Dawn. Now, Zarya the Dawn was partially created with AI. She used a platform that helped her write this and create the graphics for this graphic novel of hers. Back last year in September, she got a registration and she was approved by the US Copyright for this registration. Now, fast forward, within 30 days, the US Copyright Office, which it has the right to do so, sent a notice to Christina saying, hey, listen, FYI, by the way, your stuff is AI created. It's not human created. It's not a human product. So we're not going to accept this registration. In fact, we're gonna partially, conditionally cancel it. And you need to come back and give us more information on how this is a human created and not a AI created. Now, let's rewind a little bit some more. So the US Copyright Office has already come out with saying that anything that is 100% created by artificial intelligence is not copyrightable. Why? Because they need the element of the human thought, the human touch. They need the person behind it. What does that mean? Human authorship, not robotic authorship, not AI authorship. And why? Well, essentially because when somebody is creating something for somebody, say that I hire someone to create a website for me, there should be a work made for hire. Now, these are doctrines that are part of the intellectual property process for eons. It's not something that just happened today, and they also transcend around globally, meaning everybody has their version of intellectual property protection. Now, some have a certain standard and some countries have a different standard, but essentially, globally, it's pretty much accepted and it's also recognized. And so the human element is really important. The human authorship is really important as well. And you cannot get into contracts with robots. You can't get into contracts with things that are of AI nature. And so essentially that was part of the reasoning behind rejecting a 100% created work product by an artificial intelligence. Now, this situation is a little different. Why? Well, because she actually is creating part of it and part of it is created by the AI or the platform that she used to create it, which is giving her AI intelligence. Now, what is AI? So a lot of things are coming out of this particular case right now. And the reason is because it is going to be giving us as practitioners and also creators, business owners, insight into what we can do legitimately and say at the end of the day, this is ours. Nobody else owns this. Or what we cannot do, and know that there's boundaries and parameters around that, meaning somebody's giving us this license, or hey, we might even be infringing on somebody else's rights and we just don't even know it. And right now, as of right now, we are seeing that although Christina is a user of this platform, at the end of the day, just because she's a user, it doesn't mean that she's not responsible, and it doesn't mean that she's going to automatically get anything or everything that this platform is saying is hers. Because again, platform is private, it's a private company. You can have all the users in the world. It can seem very, very public, but it's still a private company. What's not private? Government backed up anything. That is a public sector because it's government backed up. Everything that is owned by a individual or a corporation or something that is private in nature is owned up is a private sector. And so again, not everything that is government related will be absolutely applied to, the private sectors out there. And so we really need to consider certain things. So one of the first things we need to consider is that when AI is being used to create things or content or images or books or blogs or our book reports, hello kids out there, stop plagiarizing, because that's what's going to be. Your teachers are going to be really upset with you. Now, that's a side note because that has happened. Speech competitions. Please don't use AI to generate those speeches because they're not yours at the end of the day. Unless you're allowed to use somebody else's speech, don't pretend like it's yours. So why? Because it's plagiarism. Why is it plagiarism? Because it's somebody else's information that is being aggregated into one spot and then spitting out as if it's yours. But truly, it's not yours. Truly, it's not even anybody else's. It's a lot of information that's owned by many different people and it's being put into one spot. And so right now there's so many lawsuits out there by Getty Images also. They're suing another AI company for taking their images or likely things that look like their images, even though they're being a little bit shifted out and changed a little bit, but it's still their image. And so now AI companies are being sued as well. So if you are using one of the platforms that's giving you a lot of AI output, you need to be careful. I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about why we need to be careful and what we need to do to make sure that we are somewhat protecting ourselves right now, because right now the law is changing. Right now people are trying to figure out what's going on. But to protect you as a content creator, and anybody who has a business today is a content creator, because if you are getting on video talking about your business, if you're creating websites and talking about your business, if you're creating blog posts or anything to post on your website to keep it relevant, to keep the SEO going, you are writing. You are putting out images. It needs to be yours in order for you to claim ownership of it. Now, if you're using an AI out there, any type of AI mechanism to create that is not yours at the end of the day. Let's talk about this platform that Christina was using. Her platform that she was using specifically had two separate types of memberships on this platform in order to create graphic novels and to have this platform that assisted you with doing that. Now with the free membership level, you basically, even though in the beginning it says to everybody, you own everything, later on when you read the fine print, because that's what you need to do, read the fine print and then go in and read the terms and conditions and read the privacy policy, because those are going to be the deal breakers for everything that you are creating on any platform, especially platforms that are AI generated platforms, right? Because even with, things like Canva, you might think you own it, but if you create a logo on Canva, it's never yours. It doesn't matter what kind of a membership you have on it. You want to create a logo, go to Adobe, hire somebody who can create something from scratch for you and it's made for hire. Boom, it's yours. But if you're doing something on a AI generator type of a platform, you need to read their terms and conditions. You need to read their privacy policy, because you will find out that actually it's not yours. They might pretend to say it's yours, but truly it's a licensing that they're giving to you. Because if they're putting in conditions on how and when it's yours, then it's truly a licensing concept and not a actual transfer of ownership. Actual transfer of ownership is literally they're saying we're assigning all of our rights. Nothing is excluded. And even if they do have certain exclusions, it's really limited to certain things. It's not all, or it's not if you have this kind of a membership versus this kind of a membership. It's truly everything. And also with this platform that Christina's using, she has her and anybody else that's using this platform is basically giving everybody else that's using this platform an open right to use their product at the end of the day. So whatever she's created can actually be taken by somebody else and be used legitimately and legally by somebody else in that community. I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound good to me when I'm writing a book. Because when you're writing a book, you want to get 100% ownership of that book so you can claim royalties for that book, so you can actually get money and not make it where everybody else is creating another book just like yours, or characters that look just like yours, or get inspiration from you, but truly it's just a pure copy of what you're doing. So we really truly need to read the fine print. It is so important. I know we all get on websites and we'll join different things and we'll automatically click the yes, this is fine, yes, this is fine, but truly read the fine print, especially if you're using a platform that is going to be ultimately part of your business model and you are earning money off of whatever product you're creating on it, because it's super important to know that you own all of it and not that some other random person can own it, or the company that you're using actually is the owner of everything that you're creating. That is just crazy talk, right? Another thing you need to look out for is that the product that you are creating has to be something that is being made from legally sourced items. Now, if the company that you are getting your images from, or you're getting your AI information from, or AI generated content from, where are they generating this content from? And is it legally sourced? Because if it's not, it could be consequentially a domino effect on you, on what you can or cannot do with the final product and how you own it at the end of the day as well. Right now, the law is still growing in this area. We're still figuring out the lay of the land, but I would literally not put all your ducks in one space, and also have an aspect of human authorship in everything that you are doing. Another aspect that we can really gain some insight from this entire process that's happening with this particular graphic novel that's been created is that, number one, anything that is 100% created by artificial intelligence will not be accepted as copyrightable. Like you can't go to the copyright office and then get it registered, because it has to have a human authorship aspect to it. Number two, when you are also filling out those copyright applications, there is an aspect in there where it says limitations. And those limitations is where you actually put in, well, this was created by so-and-so, this was created by so-and-so, this person owns this parts of this. And that way you kind of give the boundaries of where your ownership is and where somebody else's ownership might be or creep in. And it's easier to get that application going rather than getting a suspension notice. And ultimately, we're truly right now trying to figure out what is enough of human authorship to substantiate human authorship. Like, yes, there might be some AI generated parts of it. Now, how much do we need to do as creators of that work product to know that it is enough to say that I have done this and not the AI, versus this is AI generated and this part of it will not be protected by copyright. Again, growing in that space, we don't know, we're still waiting to find out. And that's something that we're truly actually gonna be finding out, maybe from this case right now, or maybe from some other cases out there. You know, if we were to walk away today with certain items from this conversation, and this would be that yes, ChatGPT, yes, AI generators are awesome. Use it, but know the risk. Know that not everything that you're creating in it is yours, and you need to read the terms and conditions, the privacy policies of these platforms that you're using. And if you are purchasing anything from any platform, always read the terms and conditions, whether it's music, whether it is photographs, whether it's images, whether it's videos, whether it's content, whatever. Read the terms, know the privacy policies, because you want to make sure that you are not giving away something by mistake, because the privacy policy says that anything that you use on our website or anything you put in is free game and we can use it for further purposes of whatever. And then also you want to make sure that what you have is yours to use and you're not infringing on anybody else's rights by mistake or inadvertently. So I hope this was super helpful. And I want to hear more about what you think about this. And I'm going to be putting in some more information about this. And I'm going to actually go into ChatGPT and talk to you more about that and talk about the privacy policy behind that as well, because it is a little disturbing. At the same time, it's super helpful, but it's a little disturbing as well. So leave your comments below, subscribe, share, you know the drill. I want to hear from you though, so I can give you what you want to hear from me. Until next time, bye.